everybody. Welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie, Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie, Jessica. We have a lot to record today, so we have to be fast.
We do. We have a lot to record today because somebody and somebody else are going to be at Fangirl in Orlando at the beginning of September. And in order to make sure that you guys have videos while we're gone, because we're going to go play in Disney World with BJ Alpha. So, we need to make sure that you guys have things to watch. And so we have to start recording things early. So we have an extra video every week that we have to record to prepare for that. And I got a hair appointment today. So we got to get done.
I'm sure the people really enjoyed that.
They love that. Okay, so here you go, guys. This is our 1 minute book recs. This is where we go over all the books in the last week that we've read with 1 minute synopsises for each book. And I've got some very interesting. I've read a bunch of same author, like 2 or 3 books from the same author this week, and we're going to talk about that. But Mandy, I'm sure you got some stuff.
I read 7 books this week. Is that the stuff?
Oh. No.
Okay. We are doing our giveaway for Hell of a Show. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And to enter to win, you just need to be a subscriber and comment either on this 1 minute book recs or last week's 1 minute book recs. And in next week's 1 minute book recs, we will be drawing for the winner and we'll be talking about our next giveaway. Maybe then, or maybe I think we might be talking about it then. I'm not sure. Yeah. So hit that subscribe button. We are in the midst of 26 books of 2026 giveaways. We love giving books back to you. And this is a signed copy. This is not the actual book you will be getting. Jessica has hers. Mine has gone missing. Jessica swears that nobody stole it out of my luggage, but I cannot find my extra copy. So we may do this again if I ever find my copy, but Jessica has the copy that will
it's
be
at the warehouse.
Sent to the winner.
Yep. I have it at the warehouse because whoever wins, I will ship it from the warehouse because that's just where all my shipping stuff is. Yes. And so it's there and I keep forgetting to bring it home. But if I forget it, if I bring it home, then I'm going to forget to take it back to the warehouse. Then it's going to be a whole thing. So we're just going to leave it there.
But if it didn't get stolen out of my luggage, where the hell is it?
I don't know, because first you accused me of bringing it home too. No, I don't have duplicate copies.
I was being hopeful that maybe somehow my book, because we had the same book, maybe I accidentally, when we were doing our haul video, I accidentally set it over by your stack and you packed it. And so it went home with you, and that would explain why it wasn't here.
No,
it was a lot better solution than somebody stole it out of my luggage.
It's got to be there somewhere. Because that's more logical than Mandy just misplaced it.
All my books came home and went on my shelf, and I've gone through every single book and I can't find it.
So a year from now, she'll be like, "Oh, there it is," and she'll find it in the most weird spot.
Soon, I have to pack up all my books because we're remodeling our house, which is why I'm wearing
the paint's more on that side,
shades of paint.
Yeah.
And so when I have to pack up all my books, I'm hoping I find it then.
Yeah. Yeah. Fingers crossed. Okay, tell me about your reading week.
I read 7 books.
And how were they? Was it a good reading week or a crappy reading week?
I think it was a good reading week. I had some 5 stars, and it could be a very good reading week for everyone at home because a lot of the 5-star books I read just came out or are coming out tomorrow if they watch this on Monday.
Okay. So I read 6 3/4. So I'm only going to talk about 6 because I really want to finish that 3/4 before I talk about the book, which we normally do. But I was I'm so close to being done, and I think this might be a favorite of the year. But no,
Ooh.
I can't. I want to talk about it, but I can't. I might talk about it in a different video later. We'll discuss that when we get there. But I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much, but I can't talk about it. So I'm going to talk to you about the other 6 books I read this week instead. So
okay,
all right.
So I guess I have to go first.
You have to start.
Okay. Sorry. I'm trying to pick up my journal. Okay. Well, I started the week off with a bang.
Okay.
With a backup plan.
Okay.
Oh, no. Right. Where'd the timer go? I know I pulled it up. Where is it?
I don't know. Did you lose it?
Okay. I found it. Okay.
All right.
So I read Backup Plan by Lisa Suzanne. this just released, so, and it has audio. The audio is done by Ryan Lee Dunlap and Bridget Bordeaux. Really great audio. So this is book number 6 in the Bradley legacy. I'm so thankful that there were so many Bradley children because I've been loving this series and we still have one more to go. So this is Liam Bradley's story, and Liam has always kind of felt like the backup plan. And he ends up running into Penny. Penny is his older sister's best friend. So this is best friend's brother, but she's older, so little brother. And there's some attraction and some chemistry. Penny has been going through like one of those really long divorces, and her ex just keeps like drawing it out, and she's still living in their house. She's staying in the guest room. She leaves like during the weekend when it's his turn with the kids and comes back and things like that. And it's just not a great situation. And so Liam says, "Hey, why don't you and your boys who are little come stay with me?" And Penny, I mean, can you imagine living with your ex? Like you're trying to divorce him. Like I could see why she didn't have to think really long on this. Like
Mhm.
anything is going to be better than living with your ex, right? So
Mhm.
under most situations. So they
Yeah.
move in with him, and from there things, there's a lot of chemistry going on, and Liam might finally sort of not feel like the backup plan anymore, but then something is going to come out of left field that is going to really shake everything up. I love this one so much. Rated at 5 stars, and it is reverse age gap. Somebody was asking about a reverse age gap video the other day, so if you're looking for reverse age gap, this does have it. It's not as significant. It's like 6 years, I think, or something like that. But I think when the woman is older and she has children and he's younger, that is way more impactful than if it's the guy is a little like 5 years older.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a
I
lot of that too
think
is because guys are more mature,
immature.
and so that age gap feels bigger than what it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Well, I started my week off with a bang too.
Nice.
Did. So I read the book that I read the first 2 chapters to all of you when we were in Ohio. So this is Big Bad Wolves by Elaine Michaels. This is an Omegaverse shifter, like an Omegaverse wolf shifter. And so she's like, I don't know if I call it Omegaverse or if I call it shifter, but I'm like, it's an Omegaverse shifter. That's what it's called. But this is a rejected mate story. This is about Jeannie. And then we have Drew, which his name is Drew Cross. So they call him by his last name a lot, which is Cross, and then Parker. So Drew is the son to the alpha of his pack, and he is going to be the alpha. He's going to be the guy in charge here really soon. And there's a lot of war happening between rival packs. And so in order to make sure that the war, or that they don't end up having, these big fights and these wars, Drew's dad and this other pack, where Jeannie's from, her dad is the leader of their pack, and so they're going to merge their packs together through marriage, because that's how you do it. So there's an arranged marriage situation that happens when they're young between Jeannie and Drew, and then as they get a little bit older, they have to do this like a binding ceremony before the wedding. Like I think she's like 16 or 17, and they do it early on, and then she kind of lives with the pack for a year, and then she kind of, not that any sex happens or anything, but she lives with the pack. This is gonna be a little bit longer because it's hard to explain. Anyhow, Parker is Drew's second in command. Drew and Parker have been together in a relationship for years. So the day that binding ceremony shows up, and Drew has his back, it's almost like a wedding where he has his back towards her. She's walking down towards him, and Parker is standing there facing him. And he smells her and realizes that is his fated mate, but they're like, but he's in love with Parker. And so he immediately rejects her, doesn't even look at her, grabs Parker by the arm, and walks off. And it like devastates the pack. And all these horrible things happen. Well, then a couple years down the road, like because of this, he's reaping the repercussions of it, because every time she goes into heat, things happen. Where he can feel it and he knows, and it's horrible for him and Parker. And then a few years later, he agrees to finally marry her. She starts walking down the aisle again, and the rejection happens all over again. So she's not only rejected once by him, she's rejected twice. And it is so angsty and yummy, and it's just yummy. It's yummy. So I gave it 5 stars, and y'all should be reading it. Cool. There you go.
Okay.
Hey.
All right. So this week, people might notice a small theme between an author that you and I are both read this week. And so last week, you spilled the beans on our upcoming video. So this week, I'll spill the beans. So,
Hey,
okay. So we had the pleasure of meeting CD Gory at Bray, and neither one of us had read her before, but we were chatting with her about her books, and it was like so much fun talking with her. She was
yeah,
just hilarious, and we just like were like, oh my gosh, we have to have her on the channel. Like,
yeah, yeah.
and so she was like, oh, I'd love to come on. So this Wednesday we have CD Gory for you. If you have not read her, don't worry, just come and watch the video. She's hilarious, and she really has something for everyone, which you'll learn all
Literally.
about in the video. So
Yeah.
I highly encourage you to grab your TBR and come to that
Mm-hmm.
and watch it,
Yeah.
because it's going to be great.
Because
So
as she was talking to us, I was like, Mandy, write that down. Mandy, write that down. Mandy, write that down.
yeah,
Because she
I
has something for
think
everybody.
Jessica probably literally added like
30.
20 plus
She's
books. And
got
then if you
almost
think about them
400
being,
books. I mean,
yeah,
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 yeah.
Jessica
So,
was like, oh, like,
yeah.
yeah.
So
So
look on.
CD
Okay.
Gory might be a theme for a while.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. You're going to love it.
Yes,
So, okay.
yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say especially if you like, but no, like
No, she has something for
yeah.
everybody. Yeah.
So anyway, my next book I wanted to like read her before the
Mhm.
interview. So I read His Pickle Her Jam by C.D. Gorey. And oh, that darn timer got me again. And this is a novella series. It's called Cherry on Top Tales, and this is book number 4. Like the first one is his Yule, her no, her
And
Yule, his log,
yes.
her Yule, something like
No.
that. So they're all the titles are all puns, but they're like seasonal or holiday. So this is more of a summer feel, so that's why I picked this one. So Jan and Buck both want to get this same storefront that has come available. They both have reasons why it's perfect for them. They both put in an offer. The owner is like, I don't know who I should give the space to. So they end up kind of competing and doing sort of like a bake off, but it's not really a bake off because he wants to do stuff with cucumbers and pickles, and she makes jams. So it was a lot of fun. Again, it's a novella, so go check those out. I can't, it won't let
You
me
can't switch
put
yourself
my,
over. Hold on.
I don't know why
Okay.
it's being difficult.
I don't know.
Anyway, so it's a fun novella, so I encourage people to go check out that series, and I will definitely be going back to it for different holidays and seasons.
Okay. All right. Well, the second book I have on the list here is I read a Maya Alden book last week and I enjoyed it and I wanted to try her again. I think it was last week or maybe the week before. So I did. I picked up The Temporary Wife by Maya Alden, and this one is about Liesel and Atlas. So Liesel's dad is dying. He owns like this vineyard situation in California, and Atlas is Liesel's dad's like Liesel's dad was his mentor basically, and his family has a vineyard a little ways away, and he's afraid of leaving Liesel alone. The dad is, because Liesel has young onset rheumatoid arthritis, and so she is, she struggles a lot, and he's just kind of worried about that. And so he arranges a marriage between them to merge the two vineyards. And it states in the prenup that she has to stay married to Atlas for at least 2 years in order to get her inheritance. And so they get married. Atlas is already dating somebody who he works with, and he actually has to break up with her to go to marry this girl. And at first he's like, she's just kind of plain Jane, and she's very thin. She's always cold. She keeps that diagnosis away from him for a little while because she wants him to want her for her and not, feel pity for her, which I completely understand. But at the same time, just tell him. But I also understand, because when my daughter was sick and she'd start dating people, she didn't like people to know that. But it's a good story. There is a little bit of angst in it. There it I gave it 3.5 stars. There were just times when I got bored, but also I'm not into the whole wine vineyard story. You like those? I'm kind of like, give me something else. Give me something else. So maybe that's why. But I do like it. Maya tends to write heroes that are dicks that do stupid stuff, and then they have to grovel. And so if you're looking for that, then that's where you're gonna get some there. So next.
Okay. So my next book was Wicked Rune by Jane Henry. This literally just came out when you guys are seeing this. So go grab this. This is book number 3 in the McCarthy Family Legacy series. I am loving this series so much. It is narrated by Kai Kennicott and Wynne Ross. They always do a phenomenal job on these Irish Mafia. So audio is fantastic. So we have Declan, who's been who he's made like, this is Irish Mafia. So he has made like the agreement with his cousin that he will marry whoever his cousin picks for him for the better of the family, you know, all those arranged marriage alliances and stuff. Well, we have Bridget, who is Aaron's sister. Aaron is in the first book. So if you've not read the series, I'd really encourage you to read the first book before, and go ahead and do 2 as well. But book 3, if you haven't read book 1, book 3 is still really good, but I feel like you have a little more background of how dire things were if you've read book 1. So Bridget is now in remission, but she just wants her independence. She wants to be able to live her life, and Aaron is still really protective of her because she almost died. And so, and now my time is up. So anyway, she's trying to like experience life for the first time and have this independence. And her and Declan become very good friends. And that changes very quickly between the two of them after their friendship is established. But Declan is engaged.
Mm-hmm.
It was angsty, which I love.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
a surprise baby. And that's not
Ooh,
a
I love that.
spoiler. Jane Henry has that in all of her uh, promotions. I don't know. That's not the word I'm looking for, but you guys know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I rated it 5 stars. I absolutely loved it.
Okay.
It was
Gonna have to read that
delicious
one. I love me a
mafia.
secret baby. And I love me some angst. I got
Yes.
angst this week too to talk about, but not yet. The next book is not angsty. So
Okay.
this next book that I have is a new author, to a new to me author. I just saw this book and it sounded good, and so I picked it up. And this is called The Cowboy and the Baby, and it's by Katie J. Cross. There is audio for it. Katie actually does the audio for it too, so she's a jack of all trades there. But this is about Noelle and Cade. So Noelle, okay, let's start with Cade. Cade's working on this ranch. The gentleman who owns the ranch has just passed away, and because he's like the head ranch hand, he has a feeling, and he knows because the guy had told him that, you know, in his will he's leaving it to Cade instead of leaving it to his family. Well, Cade gets notified that for the reading of the will, the granddaughter Noelle is coming for the family's part of reading of the will to find out what's going on. And so he's agreed to pick her up at the airport and let her stay at the house on her grandfather's property until the reading of the will and all that good stuff. Well, he's at the airport and he knows that he's got to pick her up at the airport. He's flying. He had to go to Florida for a reason, so now he's flying home. And he's sitting next to this woman with a newborn baby, and she just doesn't seem to know what she's doing, which none of us ever did when they were newborns. But she's just kind of losing, you know, she's just losing the bottle. Like, she's just having all these issues. Well, come to find out, that is the woman who is the granddaughter. That is Noelle. And so Noelle is actually flying back to her grandfather's farm, like I said, for the reading of the will. She has her niece with her. Her sister died during childbirth. And so she has been given custody of the 4-week-old niece. And she's also running from something. She's trying to protect this baby and do some stuff. And so when she gets back there, they find out that Grandpa did give the farm to Cade. And she's got nowhere to go. And so Cade allows her to stay. He's like, hey, how about you help me fix up the house and stay here, and help me do that for room and board, and you and the baby can be here, and then I'll work on the ranch for a while and do whatever. And so they kind of have this agreement where they come together and work together. And it was just cute and sweet. And I loved Cade with the baby. And I loved it all. And I loved seeing that they didn't know what the heck they were doing. And it was great. Some snowed in situations happened. It was great. I gave it 4 stars. It was cute.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. My next book releases the day this comes out, so people can go grab this on paperback, ebook, and audio. The audio, I listened to the audio. It's great. It's done by Isabel Ruther and Aidan Snow. And this is Stolen Princess by Julie Saman. And this is book number 3 in the Once Upon Ever After series. So this is a retelling. It's Rapunzel. I know everybody clapped that I actually got that. So we have this jewel thief, and he is on the run. He has stolen some things, and now he has taken off with it. And he ends up stumbling upon this, what he assumes is kind of an abandoned house, or he's hoping nobody's there, but his Genevieve is there. And so he ends up in a predicament when Genevieve finds him. So Genevieve has been kept here by her mom, who has insisted that the world is this like horrible place. Everything's getting blown up all the time. It's incredibly dangerous, and she can't leave. But yet her mom leaves all the time and leaves her there by herself for a while. So Genevieve hides Reese there. Her mom leaves, and then she blackmails him basically into taking her into the towns to go to this festival that she really wants to go through too. And so from there, all of the story kind of starts to come together. I would say that you probably need to read this in order to kind of understand what's going on in this one. I think that's Julie's intent, is that you read it in order. You might be able to piece it together without, but that's kind of the intent, is to read it in order so you understand more. So I love this one. I rated it 5 stars, and I think it's my favorite in the series.
Okay. Well, I had an author that I had on my TBR, and I was really loving this book that came out this month that I was reading of hers. And then I realized that she writes really angsty historical. And I needed audiobook because The Cloister came in this week, and I was trying to get that out, and it was just insanity. And I was like, let me try one of her historicals. So I did. So this is Ashes of Forever, and it's by A.M. Cray. And let me just tell you about this. This is a good one. Okay. So this is about Violet and William. So this takes place in the Regency era. Violet is the daughter to one of the kitchen staff at this estate, and she is the daughter to the guy who's like the head of the stables. I can't remember the stable master or whatever. And so she's raised on this estate with William, who will eventually become the Earl of the estate. Like, he will be in charge of everything. And so they are from 2 different class systems here, but he's a little bit older than her, but they get along really well. And as they get older, they fall in love. And during the midst of all of this, his mom and dad are pushing him to go into London during the season and find a wife. And so he did this one time. Now he's come back, and he's like, I don't ever want to do that again. You're my person. I have to do this one more time in the spring, and then I'm going to tell my parents that we're getting married. So they end up sleeping together. It's like a whole thing, because that is his person. Well, he goes to town, to the town, and he comes home a few weeks later, and he basically tells her, I'm getting married. My wife is here, is on her way. This isn't going to work out. In the meantime, she figures out that she's pregnant. And then his mom finds out that she's pregnant. And so his mom basically pays her, or tells her, I've set up a cottage for you. You are leaving. You are not going to disgrace my son. And so she leaves. Well, nothing here is as it seems at all. Like, at all. And it is just, oh my gosh, it was so angsty. It was, could you just imagine, like, the class systems are different, and then she finds out that she's pregnant, and his mom is like, you're not going to disgrace this house. And like, he comes and tells her, like, I'm getting married, and here comes my wife. Like, oh my God. But I will say, there's no cheating. So you have to figure that one out. I gave it 5 stars.
This?
Should you watch it? Yeah, it is told. I can't remember if it's told in 3rd person or 1st person. I think it's told in 1st person. It is so good. I ate it up. So yeah.
Okay.
Ate it up. So. Okay.
Can you see the big bruise on my forehead?
How'd you get a bruise on your forehead? No, I don't see it. I don't see it.
Oh, that's good. It hurts.
What'd you do?
How?
Drop a paint roller? Is it right here?
Yes.
I can see a mark there now that you've pointed out, but I didn't notice it before.
Yeah. So our bedroom door is kind of by our back door. And so our back door area, it has like linoleum there. And so we took one of those baby gates those metal ones that are like a fence and then the gate, and put it across there, and our dog sleeps there at night
Yeah.
because she's a big dog, so this is like a big space for her to sleep at. But she's so tall that when she walks by the garbage can, it will open for her, and
Yeah.
sometimes that's
I've
very
seen all this
tempting.
happen. Yes.
Huh?
I said I've seen all this happen. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So
Yes.
you know what I
Okay.
mean.
Yep.
So we put her there at night, which she's big. She could just hop right over the thing, but she never
Yes.
does.
Yes.
Anyways, so that's right kind of by our bedroom door. And I went to get my workout shoes out of the bedroom, and our little kitten Ruby loves to run into bedrooms and like hide. And she started to come in. So I bent down to grab her, and I hit my head right on the metal
Doorknob.
gate
Oh,
thing.
the metal gate.
Oh, it hurt so bad.
I'm not surprised. This sounds like a Mandy thing.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, totally. So many bruises. Okay, you've got a book to talk about.
I do.
Okay.
Okay, my next book is called Colt by Jessica Peterson. And
Okay.
this is the first book in her new series, The W Ranch, which is kind of a spinoff of the Lucky River Ranch. This is narrated by Vanessa Edwin and Aiden Snow. I did a lot of audio this week because I am painting. Yay!
Yay.
This comes out on the 18th. And so we have Colt. We saw this at the end of Lucky River Ranch series that Colt was not happy about his sister hooking up with his best friend, and he was kind of a jerk about it. And then he was also really not happy about Lainey being hired. And so this is that story. So he is not happy that his dad has hired Lainey to like rebrand the whole ranch. And he really wants to despise her, but it quickly changes from that to kind of like hate fucking, I guess you could call it. I don't know. Um, and then things go from there, but she doesn't plan to stay in town. And he's a single dad and he's grumpy and all of that. I rated it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. But Lucky River Ranch was just so good. And this one, it just wasn't Lucky River Ranch. And I don't know.
Okay. All
I
right.
think that Colt needed some therapy, I think. I don't know.
Understandable.
When they started getting it on in the barn, I was kind of like, I was painting and I'm like, did I zone out and miss something? like,
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It just, but that was probably just me. I still really enjoyed it. It's a 4-star read.
Mm-hmm.
And I should just shut up and stop talking about how much I love Lucky River Ranch.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna
I
bail you
will
out of this.
continue on. Like it
Okay.
wasn't bad. I
Okay.
don't. I just please.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't
Let's
know
talk
what's
about
happening
the
right
CD.
now. I'm spiraling.
Okay. Okay. Let's talk about my CD Gory book, and then you don't have to. So just
Yes, please.
chillax. Okay.
My next
So
book is a CD gory book too.
okay. So I read, and this one's a novella. It's Barely Breathing. It is the first book in her Bear Claw Tales. And so when we say she has something for everybody, I mean it. Like this is a bear shifter romance, but it is a novella. And I think she said it was a 3-book series about the three brothers. So this one is about Leia and Marcus. Marcus's family owns the Bear Claw, which is a like a national chain. It's a, and then some bakery. And at this point, he's gotten older, and his bear is like, dude, we need our mate. Like, we need to find somebody. Like, we sowed our wild oats. We're done. We've got to find our fated mate. And he ends up going to this tropical island where they have, because they've their stores are now in certain resorts, and so he goes out there to check on it. And that's where he runs into Leia. Now, Leia has left the city for 2 weeks to go on a vacation. Her boss ticked her off and did something really stupid, and so she quit, and she's now on this little vacation for herself. She's a plus size heroine, and she's tired of dressing frumpy, and she's tired of like trying to hide her curves, and so she really embraces who she is on this trip. But she ends up meeting him. He knows immediately that's his fated mate. He kind of he's at first he's kind of like, this one, like, are you sure? And then she turns around and he sees her eyes and he's like falls instantly in love with her, and then everything just happens from there. I loved that, even though this is a novella, we don't get the sex and stuff until the very end of the book. You see them building. It's a very quick relationship. It's a novella, guys, seriously. But it is a vacation thing on a tropical island, and she really embraces who she is, and I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, my next one is also a CD Gory book, and I'm going to tell everybody he's a cowboy, but it's a little bit unique. So make sure you go watch that video to hear all about his unique occupation as a cowboy.
Yes.
So again, Benji by CD Gory. So in this one, this is book number 2 in the Dry Creek Cowboy series. So Esme and Benji were married. He was in the military. And while he is serving overseas, he gets disturbing information that his best friend and Esme have been like hooking up, and there's videos and pictures and things like that. And he's devastated. He wants nothing to do with her and sends her divorce papers. She signs them, packs up, and leaves because he refuses to talk to her. And so she just packs up and leaves. And because I mean, he's convinced that she was cheating on him, so we can't really blame him. But Esme is adamant that this never happened, but he doesn't want to listen. So then we fast forward 3 years later, and Esme has made quite the following for herself. Plus life in a van with Esme or something like that, where she just kind of travels all over making travel vlogs, and she lives in this van, but she's got a stalker, and that's kind of getting a little bit concerning, like it's escalating the stalker. And then she finds out that her and Benji might actually still be married, so she has to go track him down, and a lot of feelings come rushing back.
Okay.
I rated it 4 stars.
Okay.
And again, go check out the interview. I think everybody's going to have a great time with that one.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. So, all right, my last book of the week was another one by A.M. Cray. This is The Heather Wife. And both of these are on audio that I've read of hers. This one is about Sorka and Callum. So this one takes place in the Highlands. And Sorka is, there's an arranged marriage happening between her and Callum to unite their clans. And before the wedding happens, Callum comes to her and says, "You are going to be my wife in name only. I love someone else, and she is the wife of my heart, even though I can't actually marry her. And, that's just, you're going to be your lot in life. Suck it up and deal with it." And so she's hurt by this, but she hides it very well. She went through something pretty traumatic when she was younger, and her brothers taught her how to fight because of that. But now she's at her husband's keep, and she is doing all the things that her mother taught her to do as far as running a keep and making sure that you're taking care of the people and you're taking care of the household and you're doing all these things behind the scenes. Well, when she does that, the woman that Callum is in love with is undermining what she's doing left, right, and sideways. She's taking credit for it. Everybody is cruel to her. Everybody is very mean to her because they think that she's just some hoity-toity daughter of a laird. And until something pretty major happens, and then Callum has to really grovel a lot. So anyhow, I gave it 4 stars. It was good too.
Sweet.
That was my week. Finish it up.
Okay, so my last book releases on the 18th, and it's actually, I ordered it and it's supposed to be here today early, and I was like, oh, bummer, it's not, I don't have it here for this, but I might do my still after it arrives, so it'll be in the picture. And that is a book I've been waiting for a very long time.
Do I need to plug my ears?
No.
Oh, okay. Is it the one that I want to read this month?
Yes.
Then I'm not going to listen to this. I will be plugging my ears.
You want to go in totally blind?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, for those of you at home, I will not be spoilery at all.
Yeah, I don't want to know anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I mean, even my notes, I didn't even write anything in my notes. I just wrote down the narrators.
Yeah, I don't want to know anything. So
okay, here we go.
Okay.
So this is Don't Say Mafia by C.R. Jane. It is the first book in the Wrong Made Men series, and it is narrated by Sean Masters and Alexis Page. They both do a phenomenal job of being Jagger and Eden. So in the previous series, Jace's book, which I'm drawing a complete blank on which one Jace's book was, we see Jagger, like, he makes phone calls to Jagger. Jagger will be out of breath and he'll be like, "Are you doing Mafia stuff?" And Jagger's like, "Don't say Mafia." And it kind of becomes this joke that nobody knows what Jagger does, but everybody's pretty sure he's in the Mafia. So in this one, we have Jagger, who is pretty much in the Mafia. And we see how all of that kind of comes into play in this book as well. And then we have Eden, who is his love interest. And we know from Jace's book that Jagger's in love with a married woman. So we see how all of this unfolds. And I want to leave it completely spoiler free for everyone. So Jagger is your typical C.R. Jane character who probably takes this further than any of our men have taken it before to get his woman. And I'm going to leave it at that because I don't think.
I turned my volume all the way down so I couldn't hear you. Okay.
Yeah, no, I did not give away anything spoilery.
Don't care. There's
Everything I stated was stuff that you would already know if you read Jace's book. Which I can't remember which one it was Jace's book was.
I don't know either, so it doesn't matter. I don't know.
Is he the wrong play?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's the wrong play. So if you've read the wrong play, everything I've told you up to this point was.
But I don't remember anything from that, and I don't want to know.
Okay.
So
keep your pants on.
Got them. They're on.
So
Trust me.
guess what I rated it?
5 stars.
5 stars. I loved it so much. It really helped with my painting.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I actually was motivated to continue.
Well, that's good.
Because I wanted to keep listening.
Mm-hmm. That's good. So you got to find more like that this week so that you can continue to paint.
Why are you so mean?
Oh, because I'm not the one that made you go paint. So, all right. Well, let's wrap this up. We got other videos to record.
We do.
Yeah.
So check out that Wednesday video and make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos from us. And thank you so much to our channel members. You guys, we really appreciate you. And we appreciate everyone who likes, comments, subscribes, and supports us in all those ways as well. So thank you guys so much for being on this journey with us.
Yeah, thanks. All right, guys. Well, that's it. So thanks for watching. If you missed us this week, there's going to be 2 videos at the end of this one that you can click on and go watch if you haven't already. And we'll see you in the next video.